morning and welcome back to another video, and today is a nice little treat for you guys. I managed to start a podcasting type thing which I'm planning on doing more of in the future if you guys really like this, and the first episode is covering with me interviewing Mr. Hiro Madrax, or Hiro for short, who does top 10s about the game. In this we cover things like classic, gold farming, YouTube in general, and an array of different things. So I hope you guys enjoy. So the first question that I have to ask you, dude, is will you be playing classic, and what will you be actually playing?
I'm definitely gonna play classic. I have no idea what class I'm gonna play though. And I'm going to leave that problem for future me to deal with.
Okay. So, future me, what did you actually play back in Classic? Would be my follow-up question to that.
Back in Classic?
Yes.
I mean, I started playing in Wrath of the Lich King.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and the first class I played was a hunter.
Oh, damn. Well, damn, I actually didn't know that. I thought you started from Classic.
No. You see, whenever I make my vanilla WoW videos, I'll sometimes get a lot of comments about how I'm not allowed to make them because I didn't play vanilla. Fun stuff.
Oh, man. Completely negate their comments. Just be like, nope.
It's like, oh, darn. I guess I'm just going to stop making these videos now. Thank you for telling me what I'm allowed to do.
Yeah, I know. I get those.
So helpful. Yeah. So I know a lot about it because I've done tons and tons of research on it for my videos. But I didn't actually start playing until Wrath.
Oh.
In fact, when I first started playing, I started playing browser-based MMOs.
Oh, really?
Which are really, think mobile games, but before smartphones came out. So they were all pay to win. And terrible. But on those games, one of the most favorite things people would do is wait, I was gonna say a cuss word. Can I say cuss words on this?
You are more than welcome to. I say shit, fuck, everything.
Okay. Yeah, because my channel I keep it like PG.
PG-13, man.
Heck yeah. So anyways, one of the favorite things to do on those browser-based MMOs was to shit talk WoW. So I had a very negative opinion of WoW. Wow. And I didn't start playing it until someone at my work told me how great it was, and I tried it out, and it was amazing.
So what type of games would you be playing? The browser games, would it be like RuneScape or something along those lines?
I tried RuneScape, but once I went to a quest that required a subscription, I was like, I'm not gonna pay to play this game. So I quit.
I actually never got round to playing RuneScape. I literally just dived into the MMO scene. I never played the browser stuff.
Right, I'm sure that's what most people do.
Yeah, it's pretty much, my friend just got me into that. So I was like, oh man, that's awesome.
Did you play Vanilla WoW?
I did. I mained a gnome warlock at first, and I called it Rick Stein after the chef.
Oh, I don't know who that is.
He's a famous chef in England, and he just goes around.
Oh, okay.
But
I know Gordon Ramsay.
Hell's Kitchen Nightmares or whatever it is.
Is he not a famous British chef?
He is, but we've got a few others, oh man, I'm actually drawing a blank already.
I see. The famous chefs.
Famous chefs. Gordon Ramsay, that's all you need to know.
I mean, I'm sure if you're into the gourmet world, you'd know more of them.
That's very true. I should probably ask my friend. He's actually a chef, so that would probably work out.
Oh, that's true.
So my next question that I would like to ask would be, what is your thought process when coming up with a video idea, and how do you go about creating your videos?
Oh man, there's a lot that goes into that. Basically, I get video idea suggestions from like fans all the time in comments and during live streams. And if I like it particular enough, I'll write it down. And I also just get ideas while I'm out doing stuff in the game or just randomly. I don't know, ideas come from everywhere and I just write them down in a list. And then I have the list and I rank them in ideas that I think would do well. And I just pick one at random that I think looks cool or that would be fun to research.
I was just going to say, do you have like a massive notepad or something that you just write it all down in?
Yes. I have a couple of them because I have like one for the different types of videos, like one for specifically WoW top 10s, and the one specifically for history of WoW videos, and then another one for Yu-Gi-Oh top 10s.
That is, that's actually pretty much like me actually with my One Piece channel and everything. I have books set up for everything.
Yeah, that's the best way to do it. Like usually when people want to get into YouTube for the first time, they'll wonder like, how do you always come up with ideas, or how do you come up with ideas, or like, I wouldn't be able to do it because I don't have ideas. But once you start doing it for a living, you eventually develop an idea list and you'll never run out of ideas unless you're just completely inefficient, which is totally something like YouTubers do because, you know, YouTube is like a very creative thing, so it attracts artistic people who probably don't have organizational skills and are more about spontaneity. No, that's not the right word.
Winging.
Doing things, yeah, winging it, everything on the spur of the moment. You know, I'm not going to work unless I'm passion filled.
Yeah.
You know, inefficient stuff.
Yeah, I can understand with that. Because I actually first started off trying to do stuff like that and then it just didn't work.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how everyone starts off. And then once you start doing it consistently, you kind of need to figure out a better plan than literally thinking up an idea the day you're going to start making a video.
That's very true. That is very true. Because some of the videos just take forever to actually do.
Oh yeah, that's why I work on them like always in advance. Like the video that came out today, I started working on it like at the beginning of January.
Oh really?
The top 10 mounts video, part 2.
Yes.
Because like for one of the parts in there, I talk about how you have to do 20 days of dailies, and I actually did all those myself. See which one was easier to do.
You did all the dailies for the 20
Yes.
days.
So 20 days, that was, and even then, after I was done with that, the video was still not made for like another 3 or 4 weeks after that.
Damn, that's a lot of work.
So, right. Yeah. Well, I mean, not really a lot of work. It's just something you do a little bit at a time.
Right.
Maybe every other day. And while working on a whole bunch of other projects at the same time. Because like yesterday, I put out 2 Yu-Gi-Oh videos to 2 different editors.
Oh,
Then
really?
after this is done today, I have to finish up a video I researched last week and give it out to Grim so he can make it.
Damn. Do you gather all the footage, or does Grim do some of that, or does he edit it all?
Like, working with Grim barely started like a month ago at the end of December.
Oh, really?
And he can basically get all the footage himself. But for the mount video, like in order to research it, I went out and got the footage myself. Basically because I wanted to do it myself so it'd be easier to write about.
Huh.
Like it's a lot more better for a video if I do the things I'm telling in the video first. And that way I can write about it from like firsthand experience rather than like I'm obviously reading from a guide online or something.
No, I get that. So you've got a bit of authenticity behind it. It's your words.
Yeah, and I can give like tips or something. Makes it sound more natural too.
No, I can relate to that because I won't do a gold farm unless I have done it myself. So
Yeah,
totally relate.
exactly like that.
So,
Like one of those 100k gold and 10-minute videos.
yes, I've actually done one of those, 100k in 5 minutes. That was my only
Whoa.
proper clickbait video that I've ever done.
Well, how do you get 100k gold in 5 minutes?
It's
Is it
actually
sustainable?
it's it's one of those ones where you basically get the Pandaren garnet, and you use an alchemist to turn it into the higher tier gems, and then you just sell those on the auction house. And the way you do it is you use the Spirits of Harmony vendor and transfer those Spirits of Harmony into Golden Lotus, in which they're like a fraction of the price for what you've actually paid. So then you make like an extra 500 gold on top of each gem.
And the gems sell?
Yeah, the gems do sell. You can roughly average around about 12 of them per week, but that's 12 of each, and then obviously there's 4 of them, so the math balances out in the long run, because I only do really long run, long term gold farms.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't like the short term guides where it's like, how would you say, short term gold, as in go to this place, get this toy, you can sell it for like 70k, and then next week it's like at 1k for the toy. I hate those videos.
Only because so many people started farming it after they saw the video.
Yeah, exactly. That's the rush, so to speak.
The YouTuber effect.
It is. It's rather irritating.
Yeah, I saw that in the gold guides. A whole bunch of comments like, okay, now this is going to be worthless now that this video exists.
Exactly. I've had a few comments like that on some of my videos. Especially for my instant respawn farm one for Warsong, for the Warsong clan in Nagrand in Draenor. They would instantly respawn, and then like as soon as that happened, it like got a lot of attention, and then immediately got hot fixed, and I was like, no.
Yeah, you can't bring attention to these things.
My raw gold farm is gone.
Do you remember the old war bug where a whole bunch of mobs were dropping like 700 gold?
I literally covered a video on the hotfix to that on February 2nd, and it got published like 3 days before that.
Yeah.
It literally like got fixed like almost immediately. It was ridiculous.
Looks like Blizzard's watching your channel.
Yeah. Well, not my channel. Archvelder did a video on that one.
Well, I mean, someone made a video on it, and it still existed for like 2 weeks before they fixed it.
That's very true. So at the end of the day, like Blizzard are pretty. I think you've only got like a certain amount of a window before you can actually reap the benefits, so to speak, of it.
Yeah. And again, it's a once per reset per character raid. It's not like you can infinitely farm it anyway.
Yeah, that's the only real drawback to that farm, really. Unless you got like 10 ton of ults.
I do have tons of alts, but I didn't want to get banned for exploiting, so I did it on one of them.
Oh, did you?
Just to see it for myself.
I did it on all 12 of my ults, and then I was like, nah. Because it got
you scoundrel.
I know. Like extra few K on all of my characters. I was like, I'll go buy a tablet.
Oh man. It's so hard to make gold in this expansion. They cut out all the easy ways.
I know, right? It's just... and then they put the Brutusaur mount in for like 5 million gold, and I'm like... I'm not...
Yeah, like this expansion, they added like a gold sink everyone wants, while at the same time removing all the easy ways to make gold.
Exactly, I'm just like, no.
No, it's like, damn, I have to actually take this seriously if I want to buy that. So I've taken it semi-seriously instead.
Yeah, I've said to myself, as soon as I get to gold cap, then I'll buy it. Because I know I've got gold cap on a couple of other characters, but I'm like, no.
Oh my god, just buy it.
I'm not buying it. I've set it as a rule, so I stick to the gold cap challenge.
What is the gold cap nowadays?
10 million gold, or well, 9,900,000. You get it.
Oh,
Yeah.
and I remember when it was like around 1 million.
I remember when it was like 250 or thousand. It was ridiculous.
Was that it? I remember like in Wrath of the Lich King when I first started making gold, it was really low.
Yeah, it was like super low, like about. Uh, oh man, I can't remember off the top of my head. It's been so long. Like we're talking 2010, well
Yeah,
2008.
I don't remember either, but I used to be super into gold making back then, as if it was my second job.
No,
I remember skipping college classes one day to get home on a Tuesday so I could repost my auctions.
no, I can totally relate because I used to literally wake up at like 1 in the morning before I had to go in, and I would sit there and I would just farm up, and then everyone would know that I'd been up all night just trying to farm extra with this crappy little
Oh man.
laptop.
You see, back in those days, all of the gold blogs would basically scoff at the idea of farming things on your own.
Yes,
And it's
definitely.
like that's time that could be spent working into another field or setting up other things. It's like only suckers farm for stuff.
But now it's actually quite a viable way of actually making gold if you're a
I mean,
casual.
it's always been viable. It's just there's nowhere near as many non-farmable ways to make gold as there used to be.
No, yeah, I can relate to that.
Yeah, so it's more like farming has just not become more valuable. It's just become the other side got taken down a peg, so it became better by association.
Yeah.
I think. I don't know. I haven't actually farmed gold since like mop.
I pretty much farm up most of the old world ores and minerals and herbs, mainly for the fact of no one actually farms it anymore, and they sell like almost as frequently as the BFA stuff. So I'm
Yeah,
just like,
like the ghost iron bars sell for more than BFA bars.
yes, yes, definitely.
That's why I still do my half heal dailies on two characters.
Oh really? I still have my Tilia's farm where on all my alts, and I just do it in the morning, get a load of Trillium ore for nothing.
Yep, that's what I do too, but only on two of my ults because I don't maximize like you.
So if you could pick any farm, what type of way of making gold would you go for then?
Oh, I still don't farm. That's just been ingrained in me to not farm ever.
So you're a crafter then?
You can't really do crafting
How are you making gold?
either. Very poorly. Because sometimes I'll sell enchanting mats or the enchanting scrolls, and I just kind of gave up on jewel crafting.
You just get rid of like the best profession in BFA. Seriously, the panther mounts, mate. They're just
The
amazing.
panther mounts, people still buy those.
Dude, man. Yes. And if you use
Maybe I'll have to get into that.
Spirits of Harmony flip for those gems to make them cheaper, then you can buy them off the auction house. You get more of a better return for your gold invested.
I remember selling Mecha Hogs back in Cataclysm.
Yes.
That was never really a huge profit return for how much it took to make one.
Really?
And that was back before mounts were like cross account and you had to buy one for each of your characters.
I wish that was still so. I would sell so many mounts.
Right? It's like, it's so convenient having them all your characters, but at the same time, the old gold maker in me is like, damn it.
They're destroying
That
all the
and glyphs.
markets.
Yeah, old school glyphs too. Old school jewel crafting and old school enchanting, those are the best.
Yeah.
Because it used to be you could enchant like almost every slot of your gear. And all raid gear came with a couple of sockets. It's like, why don't we have that anymore?
I remember I used to have tailoring and enchanting, and I used to just only shuffle, and that was it.
Yeah. I used to do that as part of my everything else I did. Can't really do that anymore though.
No, it's really hard to find a decent shuffle. Ever since they like turned all of the old enchanting materials into just just a couple of subsections, and I'm just like, why? I wanted this
Yeah.
vision dust.
Yeah. It's annoying.
So, my next question would be, what do you think of BFA so far in the sense of what is good? What do you think is good, and what do you think is bad?
Well, I'm in the fortunate position where I play one of the fun classes. So one of the biggest gripes people have doesn't apply to me.
Okay.
A disc priest. Like
Yeah,
one of the things people complain about the most is, or not one of the most, they complain about everything. It's one of the more legitimate complaints people have is that their classes are bad or play terribly. And disc priests are kind of like an outlier in that they're amazing. Everyone agrees they're amazing.
I
Even Blizzard thinks they're too good, so they keep nerfing them every patch.
dude, I've never actually played a disc priest. I don't even have a priest.
Yeah, see, disc priest is different from all the other healers because it's the only one that has to do damage in order to heal.
Really?
But you have to like weave it in because you can only heal someone with your damage if you've healed them in the last 15 seconds. So you can't just solely focus on damage. You do have to weave in normal heals. But also, if you don't do damage, then you're going to do significantly less healing because you have all those people who have atonement on them for 15 seconds, not getting any extra heals from your damage. It's a very unique playstyle of having to manage DPS and healing normally. And it's really fun. Works very well. Method took 2 disc priests and their Jaina kill.
Oh,
And
I watched that. I watched that live stream.
yeah, I watch Method Josh just because he's a disc priest. And it's a lot of fun. And it's like, man, I feel sorry for all the other healers who have really boring specs when disc priests exist. And they're so much fun. Or all those DPS classes who only DPS and they don't have to weave healing into it. It's like those poor people, they don't know what they're missing.
You know what? After the gold cap challenge, I'm gonna do a leveling challenge. I'll level a disc priest, and I'll see if I like the disc
Oh
priest.
man. Like, I like disc priests in raiding. I guess I should specify that because priests are terrible to level with. They're not fun at all.
Really?
They kill things so slowly. Because like priests have 2 healing specs, and their only damaging spec focuses on dots and a cooldown window. And both of those things are terrible for, short, low health ads that you have to kill quickly for quests, which is like 99% of things you do when you level up. But they're good in raiding because bosses actually live for a couple of minutes.
So,
Or with healing too, disc priests, they do damage in order to heal, but their damage is like half that of a DPS. So you're just killing things slower if you use the disc priest to level with.
all right. So you would say they're more fun raiding than they are leveling. Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there are some classes that are really fun to level with, but not really fun to raid with. Like, I don't know, enhancement shamans. They're all flashy and all their lightning and stuff. But lots of people like to complain of them as like one of the worst classes in the game. And raiding.
Well, actually, personally, I hate leveling my mage at the moment.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, he just basically
Better than a shadow priest though. Because it's like a disc priest does half the damage of a DPS, and it still kills mobs in the world about as fast as a shadow priest. It's so annoying.
I actually don't have words for that.
It's super annoying. They used to have a fix for it. They used to have a spec where you could use Mind Spike, which is kind of like an arcane mage, where you just spam a castable ability that doesn't do a dot. In fact, the ability would clear all the dots from the target, to really bring home the point you're not supposed to use dots if you use Mind Spike. And they just completely removed it in Legion when they revamped the class. They made the class a lot more fun for raids, but it totally killed its only viable leveling spec.
So, why does Blizzard really just don't like disc priests then? in that
Because
case.
they're too fun and too good in raiding.
Oh man.
But it's like the modern game is all about max level play anyway.
Okay.
So when it doesn't really matter if they're bad at leveling, I guess.
Yeah, that is true. They do tend to seem Blizzard do tend to want to get us to max level as fast as possible, and then just be like, "Hey, have some more content." That's and
Yep.
then, yeah.
Yeah, that's basically modern WoW, but like in classic. See, that's why I'm not too keen on playing a priest. Because I don't really plan on raiding in classic WoW. And priests are not fun to level. So if I'm basically just going to be leveling and playing around in dungeons, I don't want to make a priest.
Okay. I've already decided for classic. I'm gonna be rolling a paladin.
Oh god, I'm sorry.
I got healing. I've got tank spec. I've got DPS, so I can just
You have terrible DPS.
yeah. Well, I
If you
can
like to auto
survive.
attack things to death, that's great.
I shall auto attack forever.
Oh man.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go in as a warlock this time. I'm just gonna stay away from that.
Do you usually play Warlock?
Yeah, in classic. So
Warlock seems fun.
yeah, but after you've done it like already in classic, you're just like, I don't really want to play that experience again. I want to do a class that I've never actually played in classic. So I chose
It's true.
paladin.
Oh, but paladins are so bad.
Never.
I don't know why anyone would want to play classic paladin.
So what? Okay, three classes. What three classes would you ponder on for classic then?
Probably a hunter, mage, maybe a warrior,
Okay, okay.
maybe a warlock, or maybe a
Warriors.
druid, or maybe a shaman. One of those.
Maybe.
Just not a paladin or a priest.
Okay, so paladins are pretty much priests with armor, so we can get rid of the warrior.
Oh my god, paladins in classic are just like. If I were to make a video on like one of the worst designed classes ever, I could use vanilla paladins as a poster boy for that. It's like,
Oh,
let's go over vanilla paladins and talk about everything that went wrong with them.
you know
Because you
what?
see, in beta WoW, they actually had an engaging playstyle, and
Yeah.
everybody loved it. And then right before launch, they removed everything and didn't give them anything to replace it. That's why they only auto attacked everything. They used to have abilities to attack with. They just got removed.
I didn't
It's an
know this.
interesting story. Yeah. It would actually make a pretty interesting video. It's like, why did they remove all of the gameplay from paladins?
Dude, I would watch that even if it was just like yeah, I'd watch that.
And instead of giving them something new, they just kind of tweak the numbers a little bit so they wouldn't feel as bad about not having damaging abilities. Or, besides Exorcism, which only worked on undeads, and even that had a 15-second cooldown.
Damn, man. Like I all I remember really back in the day was divine intervention.
Oh, yeah.
That actually did help a lot sometimes.
Yeah, it was so helpful. It allowed you to completely bypass some raid bosses.
It was very interesting when you were doing Valastraz the Corrupt and you were all about to wipe.
And then you could save someone so you didn't have to recover as long from the raid, I guess.
Pretty much, it was mainly just used for that, really.
Yep.
Never really got a chance to do Next Ramus, but everything else I pretty much got the chance to do.
Yeah, like I'm sure, because these people have been playing private servers for so long, they probably metagamed paladins to the point where they probably are viable in some way now.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a way around it, so to speak.
I remember I was watching a video on how they turned feral DPS into a legitimate DPS spec by
Really?
exploiting some blue item you got from a level 40 zone. Because the ability I forgot what it was. I think it was like every time you entered cat form, it gave you 60 energy. So they would use that to line with other cooldowns and trinkets
So you just
in
pop
order
in,
to.
pop off,
Yeah,
so to speak. That.
kind of, because transforming cost a ton of mana back then.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I forgot how they did it, but it was like a very complicated thing that also involved a limited time use trinket that only had 3 charges forever.
That just
So it's,
seems too complicated for me.
yeah, like once you used all 3 charges, you had to go farm another one.
It's kind of like the one with Cthulhu and the battle pet. It's like that.
Mm.
Even that's too complicated for me. Just clicking a macro, summoning it, resummoning it. I'm just like no.
See, that one was kind of like an exploit to an extent. Like the druid thing is a legitimate. Someone just did the math and found this incredibly convoluted thing that allows them to pull really good damage numbers. And it's like, of course, no one figured this out in vanilla because it's crazy.
Actually, I'm pretty certain you covered this battle pet. To be fair.
I'm pretty sure I covered it a couple of times. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about because it's been in a couple of videos.
Yeah. Actually, moving on to another video of yours, I actually personally love your Lillian Voss chain quest video. In the fact,
I mentioned her quest chain a lot of videos.
yeah, you went on about the Lillian Voss one with the Scarlet Crusade and all that jazz in the I've actually drawn a blank on where the undead are.
It was either in top 10 quest chains, top 10 zones to level in for the quests, the Sylvanas video, top 10 undeads.
It's
It was in one of those like 4 or 5 videos.
It's the chain quest one.
Probably that's the one I go into with the most detail.
Yeah, it was like absolutely one of my all-time favorite. One of yours. I believe it's like a couple of years old now.
Oh, that video's. I want to remake it.
Dude,
It's my longest top 10. It's an hour long.
remake it. If you want to remake it, because I'd watch it.
If I'm going to remake it, I'm going to choose different quests as well.
Really?
I'm not just going to remake it with all of the same exact quests in it, because there's been more quests that have come out since then that would totally make the list.
So off the top of your head, what type of ones would you say?
I mean, I would definitely keep in Lillian Voss.
Okay.
I think that video was made back in Warlords of Draenor, though.
I'm pretty certain it was.
And because of that, I don't think I included any WoD quest either. I would definitely add in the whole Gunnar quest chain, because that's great.
Oh, Gunnar. Dude, I'm an Alliance player, and I'm just like, even that one was like, oh my god.
Yeah, I was like, wow, wasn't expected good writing from Blizzard, because, you know, they're so bad at it.
It was heavy. Is probably the best word of describing it.
Yeah, and then probably add in Runis from Legion, because that one was great too. Although I don't know if I'd be able to do that without choking up a little bit. Runis is the Nightborn who dies of mana addiction in Azuna, I think.
I'm trying to remember actually that one. I can't remember. I can't remember for the life of me that quest.
It's a sad quest.
It's a sad quest. I might have to redo it and just.
I think I talk about it in like top 10 zones to level with. It's like you should level in this zone literally because this quest chain exists.
I am going to write this down.
Nah, it's not a big deal.
No, I'm gonna watch
I can't really think of any from BFA off the top of my head. Usually you gotta let these things sink for a while.
The Jaina quest.
And then it's like
was okay.
the Jaina, I still need to do the Alliance side.
Okay, so talk about storylines and all that jazz, but Tyrande, her knight, like her little transformation for Darkshore.
Yeah, the Night Warrior thing.
Yeah, like I really wished that it was like Maiev who turned into the Night Warrior because she would have fit so much better. That's what I would. That's the thing.
I personally think Maiev shouldn't be included amongst the Night Elf champions
Why is that?
because she's crazy and murdered a whole bunch of civilians. And
Yeah,
people just kind of forget about it.
but she's awesome though. She's totally awesome, man.
Like, yeah, she's great as a character in the same way that Sylvanas is a great character, but she's not a good character.
Yeah,
I mean,
I can agree. I can agree.
morally aligned good. I think I need to think of another word for that because good would also mean, the character itself.
Nah, I can understand where you're coming from, to be honest, buddy.
Yeah, but she's crazy.
Yeah, she is.
And she's a murderer, and she tried to kill Malfurion, and then they just kind of forget all about it. Well, they don't forget about it. They acknowledge it, and they just kind of, then forget about it. Like, we know you did all this crazy shit and killed a bunch of civilians and then tried to assassinate Malfurion. But, you were captured by the Legion and tortured a little bit, and then you helped us out with the Legion, so we'll forgive you.
So, yeah, you will just forget about this. Come have a beer. Come on.
Yeah. It's like in the quest chain in Legion where you meet her for the first time and break her out of prison. She's like, I've done so many terrible things. You're like, it's okay. It's fine. We need you.
Yeah, come on. Here's your blades. The ones
Yeah, exactly.
People with.
Yeah, it's like, as long as you, kill the demons, we'll forget about your past. And that's almost exactly what they said.
I think more the point that I just don't like Tyrande, so I want Maiev to be there.
But Maiev is such a terrible alternative.
But Tyrande is so much more terrible. I don't like her.
What's wrong with Tyrande? She's great.
I don't like her. It's just I don't know. It's probably the way she talks, to be honest, is the reason why I like it. Like, I don't have a problem with any other character in the actual series, but Tyrande, I just can't like.
What's wrong with the way she talks?
I don't know. She just sounds too posh for her boots, or something along those
lines. She is
lines.
posh.
Yeah, I know, but
she's incredibly proud and arrogant. That's like her whole character.
Exactly, and that's why I don't like her.
That's fair.
Yeah.
It is kind of abrasive. And again, so is that other girl. Maiev.
Nah, Maev's fine. that was me trying to be sarcastic. I'm pretty bad at that.
Oh, Maiev. I mean, she's a great character. She's also
psycho.
She's psycho.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to be in a relationship with her. Let's just say that.
Yeah, that's why her and Illidan are perfect, because she's also kind of crazy too.
Yeah, imagine her have demon form.
Oh man, that's not how that works.
Yeah, but imagine that.
Did you not read the Illidan novel?
I did not. Don't tell him.
SMH. Man, that book's really good. I'd recommend it.
I've only read War Crimes, to be honest.
War Crimes really good too.
Yeah, that was brilliant book. I really only listened to Noble because he's just so good at presenting it. Yeah. But
wait, Noble read the book?
No, not Noble. Is in general just listening to his lore videos about that type of stuff.
Yeah, I watch all of his videos too.
Yeah.
Watch pretty much all the WoW YouTubers though. It would be kind of stupid not to watch all of the big ones.
Yeah, I listen to Belliwar on the daily as soon as he uploads and that stuff.
I don't really care for the news.
Oh, really?
Yeah, despite the fact that I have a news channel. I think it's because of the news channel. It's like, I already know all of this.
I don't need to know this. Goodbye.
It's like, I don't need to watch this and hear your opinion on it. Well, then again, I watch T&E.
To be honest, I'd actually love to know where you even find this news, because some of the stuff I can't find online, and I'm just like, how is he finding this?
Whenever I make the news videos, I just go to MMO Champion, Icy Veins, Wowhead, and Blizzard Watch. And I just cross-reference all of them, and sometimes there'll be stuff that only one of them covered and not the other ones. Usually just go into those four things. I catch everything.
You're you're definitely thorough. That's I gotta hand it to you there, man.
Yeah, it's easy. Those are all like really big sites.
So, what would you say out of all? I know I'm divulging, but what would you say is your like favorite channel to work on, so to speak? I'm guessing it would be like one
Mm,
of your battle pets or your weather one.
probably the Azeroth Weather Channel,
Really,
the news channel,
I would not have figured that, to be fair.
because I don't run ads on the channel,
Okay.
and because of that, there's like no obligation that I need to make the videos perform well. So I can just do whatever I want, and it's more freeing, which I think makes it more fun.
So you feel more freed up to just do that. Yeah, I get you. I can
Yeah,
understand that.
because recently I've been doing like discussion videos where I'll go over topics from WoW, and I basically just talk for like half an hour about my opinion, and then the next week I'll read other people's opinions and respond to them for an hour.
Would that be kind of like the SBS's Teching 101 does or something like that? Those type of
What's
things.
that? I'm
Uh,
pretty sure it's been done before. It's not an original idea.
yeah. Uh,
But what's this one?
Teching 101. He covers One Piece stuff.
Really? See, I'm a huge fan of One Piece.
Dude, I'm like
So
a major fan.
one of my hobbies is to read manga for 2 hours at night
Really?
before I go to bed. Yeah, because like at midnight, I have a hard stopping point where I don't allow myself to work or play video games. So instead, I read, and like 95% of the time, I read manga. And for 2 hours a day, every day, you get a ton of reading done.
Yeah.
And I also watch an anime every time I eat a meal,
I do. I
one
do that too.
episode.
I do that too.
And since I eat two times a day, or I mean 2 meals a day anyway, that's 2 episodes a day, and you can watch a lot that way. Or at the very least, keep up with all the currently airing shows.
Hey, that's proactive. That is very proactive.
Yes, I'm a huge anime fan. That's why I'll never make videos about it because I don't want to ruin it.
I kind of did that with my Mr. Vegapunk channel that I just started like last year. And every day for an entire year I did a video on devil fruits just to keep me sane because I loved the idea of devil fruits.
Oh yeah, those are so. It's kind of like the quirk system for My Hero Academia.
Yeah.
Or I guess I should say the quirk system is very similar to it. Actually, the quirk system is more similar to X-Men than it is devil fruits. Because devil fruits can sometimes be made off of like metaphysical ideas. Kind of like Davy Back and his slow down fruit.
Oh, the Noro no Mi. Or the
Yeah, they gave like one of the most powerful fruits to one of the most garbage character. No, not garbage. That's not the right word for it. One of the most minor villains in the series.
Well, actually, I actually covered a video on this where I talked about imagine the awakening of paramecia types. You basically turn the area environment into your substance, so to speak. Imagine the
Yeah.
Noro no Mi, the slow fruit, and you could just
How would that work?
you slow the entire area. You beat
You can
everyone up.
already slow things though. That would just be an extension of the normal power. That wouldn't be an awaken, would it?
It could awaken because it is in a beam. Is the way I when he does it, it goes in a beam, and anything that gets hit by it slows. And then after the effects
Yeah.
wear off, you get all the damage that he's dealt to you. So
Yeah.
I was thinking the awakening, it affects the area, so wouldn't it just slow the entire battlefield, so to speak? He does what he needs to do and then just walks off while everyone else takes the damage.
I would assume it would slow everything else if he awakened, but also like would it affect people?
I reckon
Because the other devil fruits don't. So basically the ground itself would have the effect on it. But like who cares? You can still just walk on it.
well, the inanimate objects could be affected by it, which could be bullets.
Bullets are in the air though. Like what if you kick some rocks, I guess, and then punched him? And again he can just do that with his normal power.
Yeah, it could be. That could be the case.
That one seems really complicated to make an awakened version of.
That's why I like playing with the ideas.
Yeah, that sounds fun because there's so few awakened abilities. Is it still just the string power that we've seen that's been awakened?
No, we've got the Mochi Mochi no Mi by Katakuri.
Oh, totally forgot about that.
It was the last what like Whole Cake Island
I know.
arc.
I was like, it was basically just been the string from Don Flamingo so far. Oh, right. The last major villain that everyone loved.
It
I
definitely.
forgot because he incorporated it so well into his normal fighting style. It wasn't like, a big reveal like it was with Don Flamingo.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
just something natural he was doing.
Oh, it was his observation hacky, which I was just like, dude, it's just insane. He can see into the future.
Yeah. That guy was great. Like, his power was so similar to the main characters. He was actually kind of a cool guy, but still an asshole.
I want to know
I
what's
mean,
happened to him, to be fair, because Big Mum's obviously in Wano now, so where is he?
yeah. Yeah, exactly. Someone made like a fan comic of like Blackbeard attacking since Big Mom took off, and then he was stopping them. And I was like, wow, this was a really well done fan comic. It was
I'm
on Reddit like a week or two ago. It was really recent.
I'm gonna look that up.
Yeah, it was great. And he just got his like ass handed to him by the Blackbeard crew, which of course that would happen if it really did happen in One Piece. So it was like really believable.
Well, actually, the Kitsune Devil Fruit, which Katarina Devon has, is overpowered. If we go by the mythical abilities of it in the Japanese folklore, it's just you're dead.
The fox god?
Yeah, Kitsune. She's got the mythical Zoan fruit of the Inu Inu no Mi, or the Mut Mut fruit model Kitsune, or Nine-tailed fox.
Yeah, I was about to say, isn't that just the Nine-Tails fox? What's
Yeah.
so great about the Nine-Tails fox when compared to like the phoenix?
Well, the Yoshi no Tama that it carries a portion of its power and magical abilities. It can shapeshift, turn into anything or anyone, and she can sprout fire or lightning out of her body at will.
Hmm.
So she's
Yeah, we see the phoenix is immortal and can use fire.
yes, but if if Marco got stabbed by armor haki or sea prism stone, he'd still be dead.
True. But wouldn't she be dead as well? In the
Yes,
exact same situation?
in the
So
in the exact same situation,
it's
she
a
would be
moot
dead.
point then.
Ah, that's literally how I do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Anyways, whenever I talk about like anime in streams or Q&As, people usually like I skip those parts. It's
I,
just like I'm here for WoW.
yeah. Well, this is my podcast, so we'll talk about what we want.
Alright, that's totally fine with me. It's like
Nah,
if there's anything I know more about than WoW and Yu-Gi-Oh, it's just
anime.
anime as a whole.
I actually haven't watched My Hero Academia yet.
Oh my god. I didn't know I was speaking to a casual over here.
Oh. Nah, I'm literally only. I used to watch like Bacano when it first aired, and
Bakano?
yeah, Bacano, yeah,
That show's so good. You haven't finished it?
yeah, I finished it.
Oh, okay.
Dead Man Wonderland, I love that.
That's such a garbage show.
You don't like it? I loved it,
I don't know how you could like it because it's so bad.
dude. It's so cool.
Remember like those episodes where all of it was literally black?
Oh, I don't know what you're talking about.
You know how there was no light and everything was just black for 20 minutes
Yeah,
because they were in the dark and they didn't take any artistic liberties to try to lighten it up maybe for the audience to see?
yeah, I know what you're saying. Uh, but come on, Crow. Crow was
Or
overpowered.
how it turned from a cool little, mystery about some guy in prison into just a battle manga with blood powers.
That was cool though.
Sure, I'll give you that. And then it became more generic over time. It just
Actually,
started making less and less sense.
yeah, to be honest, I didn't really understand Owl, to be fair.
It's because it doesn't make any sense. They just make up shit and then, like, oh, big reveal.
To be honest,
But then again,
sorry.
that's how most manga artists are. because they have to do it every week, and they might start off with an amazing idea for a nice hook, and then they just kind of start discover writing, so things kind of just don't make sense.
That's why I just praise Oda, because he's just been doing it for like nearly 20 years now. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, and everything like is so connected, and he was like foreshadowing the whole thing with Sanji since the beginning 20 years ago.
Exactly.
Like, damn, that's some dedication. Like, not that's rare though. Most manga artists don't do that.
That is really rare.
Yeah, like off the top of my head, only one other one I can think of that does that is Attack on Titan.
Yes.
Which is surprising.
Yes.
Yeah. Because like you wouldn't think Attack on Titan would be one of those few that actually had everything planned out from the beginning. And I can't think of any other examples.
I'm trying to think off the top of my head, and I can't think.
Yeah, right. Because it's so rare. Like even JoJo, like one of the most popular things ever, it is the poster boy of the manga artist just literally making shit up as he goes along.
Yes. I really didn't. I wasn't actually a big fan of JoJo.
Yeah, because of all of just the random shit that happens.
Yeah, I couldn't.
But that's one of the main appeals of the show. Well, to an extent.
So, what would you say got you into the game?
Like, it was two things. For one, I had a negative opinion about WoW because of the browser-based ones I played. And they would just constantly talk about why they quit playing WoW and started playing this game instead. It's like, man, WoW must be terrible. Literally, everyone hates it. And then I had a guy from work, and I told him I played video games. And he's like, oh, do you play WoW? And I said, no. And then he told me all about it. And I was like, isn't the game bad? And he told me like all the reasons why it's great. And every time we worked together, he would talk about it. I was like, you know what? This does sound kind of fun. And then one day, a demo disc for WoW right in the mail. Because this was back like 2008, and they still used to send those out. And my little brother was like, can you install this for me on the computer? I was like, sure. So I did, and I tested it out myself to make sure it worked, Yeah. And then I think I let him play for the first time like a week later.
I remember doing that with the 10-day free trial that came in the mail.
Yeah, I think it was one of those, the 10-day free trial.
Yeah, they're really good, actually.
Yep, I was like, that got me to start playing.
So, I'm hooked. Oh, God.
I was like, oh, God, this is so much fun. And then this is my new vice.
Over a decade later.
Yeah. And I remember when I was at school, I was like, I just want to go home and play more WoW. But since I was in sports, I would only be home for like 2 hours before I had to go to bed. And I spent all of that time playing WoW.
Definitely. I can relate so bad to this.
Yep. And I'd like metagame my time at school so that I wouldn't have any homework to do at home.
Yes.
Because I'm still going to get straight A's.
Oh, I like got D's, E's, and F's.
Yeah. It's like I played sports, and I got straight A's, and I also had a part-time job on the weekend. So I had no time to play WoW. That's all I wanted to do. So as soon as high school was over, I like cut contact with all of my friends, and I didn't go to college for like another year.
And
I just took a year off and played WoW, and it was like the best year of my life. It's so much fun.
And now you
like still nothing.
Job.
Yeah, I had so much more fun back during that year than I do now, even though I do it as a job.
Really?
It's just something that can't really compare to just playing for fun every day.
Yeah.
After not being able to play it for like a year prior.
Yeah, actually, that's probably a very, very good point, to be fair, because then you're not always thinking in the background of like, what's the next video? You're just like, I fancy doing a raid.
Yep, because ever since I started making videos about things I like, it always just kind of ruins it a little bit. Like, don't get me wrong, I still play WoW for fun all the time. Like, I spent like this entire last weekend just playing WoW all weekend. And I take the weekends off now.
Oh, I wish I had that luxury.
Well, I kind of had to. I was having health problems from working all the time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it turns out it's unhealthy to work 24 hours. No, what was it? 24/7 and never taking a day off.
Yeah, that's not good.
I didn't know that. So now I take weekends off.
No, fair play, mate. If you take it easy on the weekends then.
Yeah, so I just been playing WoW on the weekends.
So what you been
It's like
doing in there?
there's so much things I need to do because like the new raid came out. It's like I need to like finish all my islands for the week and do LFR and then complete all the emissaries. You know, just the normal stuff
The day-to-day stuff.
that I don't get to do during the week because I'm too busy.
Right.
Because it's like doing an LFR is like half an hour of your time, and I don't even really have that much time. Because I mean, I do. It's just I use that time in order to do other things. And
You
wow,
organise yourself accordingly to your schedule.
yeah, I have to like metagame my time that I'm allowed to spend during the week.
Yeah, I can understand that, man.
Yeah, because it's like I have 4 people that work for me, and so I have to have a whole bunch of stuff I set up. And it's like I can't be irresponsible with my time if there's people waiting for scripts.
That's actually a good motivator, so to speak.
Well, I mean, I had never had problems with motivation. My problem was I was working too much before all this.
Okay.
It's more like this is just how it is now. But even back then, before I had people working for me, I still spent all my time working. It was just doing stuff on my own.
Yeah, I can imagine doing it on your own, like doing all of those before like getting the editors and that. It was a bit taxing, so to speak.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, it's more like the Yu-Gi-Oh! Top 10s. I wouldn't be able to do those unless I had an editor.
Really?
Because I can't make the Yu-Gi-Oh! Top 10s and WoW videos at the same time in the same week.
Yeah, that.
It's That's too much time. It's like I only have so much time.
No,
I would,
I can understand that, man. Like you'd just literally be physically drained like every day.
yep. I was like, yeah, you should understand because you're a gold maker. One of the tenets of gold making is, your time is valuable. So
Exactly.
how do you best spend it?
And it's just like sat there for like hours on end, but you're like, right, for what 40 minutes I can do this transmog run. Ah, screwed up. Now I'm gonna have to cut this short because I have to get
Yep.
to the other gold farm. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can relate.
If anything, like how seriously I took gold making back in Cataclysm prepared me very readily for being a YouTuber.
Yeah, I've actually found that to be very helpful when it comes to scheduling and everything.
Yeah, like scheduling and like making videos that'll work. Because like you spend a lot of time finding markets that will sell,
Mm.
and experimenting with that. And also YouTube, you spend a lot of time finding video ideas that'll do well
Like
and
niche
testing out the
topics.
waters.
Yeah.
Yeah, niche topics and everything, experimenting and see what will work, what doesn't. If you need to reevaluate something that used to work and is not working anymore.
Yes.
Because like those were all things that worked with gold making back in the day.
So why isn't it
It's
working
exactly
now?
the same, just
Yeah.
in different mediums.
I think it just evolves over time sometimes when it comes to like gold making and videos. So
Yeah, you just have to constantly keep on your toes, otherwise you'll be left in the dust.
yeah, it's like the attention just moves just slightly every so often, and you're just like, I have to keep up with it, so to speak.
Or you can just, never change anything and then wonder why your channel's not doing as well anymore.
Yeah, that
I
reminds.
definitely know some people like that.
Uh, I'm trying to think of someone like that.
I mean, I know some people, but
No,
I'm not gonna,
no,
I don't want to be mean.
no, we're not gonna bitch about that.
I have this like policy. If I say anything about other YouTubers, and recorded content, it's going to be positive things.
Exactly. Like, I'll agree with that. Because, to be honest, I don't have really much of a bad word to say about anyone, to be fair.
Yeah, a lot of them, like the WoW community, is pretty wholesome when compared to some of the other ones out there on YouTube.
Exactly. I've got a few constructive criticisms, but I think everyone does.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. It's like I have some things I would definitely give them advice on how to improve what they're doing. But at the same time, I still respect them and their work.
Exactly, because you know how hard it is to actually make this content.
Yeah, exactly. Especially since I have 2 successful channels.
I know, dude. Like, you've put in the work, and it shows.
Yep. So if anyone knows what they're talking about,
You.
definitely me.
Oh,
I'm
I can't even say anything because I'm like at 4K.
You'll get there. It's so easy.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding. No, it's not. It's really hard.
it is really hard. I'm just like, what? Just thinking to myself while drinking a cup of tea, just like, what?
No. It takes a lot of like time and effort and research and experimenting with different things.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
And of course, the reach you have as a smaller channel is not as big as one like mine.
Exactly. And to get something to snowball is harder when you're smaller or something else.
Yeah, because like even my Yu-Gi-Oh channel, I did that as a hobby for like 4 years. And it wasn't until like the middle of last year that it actually started being, getting enough views for it to be successful.
Really?
And that was because I started the top 10s. Like before then, the channel was dedicated to just gimmick decks. And because it already had a pre-built fan base from like 4 years, because it had 25,000 subs when I started doing the top 10s last year. And now it doubled in size in 1 year. No, 6 months. Ever since I started doing the top 10s over there.
Yeah, I'm looking at your stats on Social Blade and I can see the jump. It's like insane.
Yeah, you can see exactly when I started doing the top 10s.
And that's insane.
Yeah, it goes from like 200,000 views on average a month to 1 million.
I think I should make top 10 transmog farms.
Yeah, the thing is, it's not just top 10s though, because there's plenty of top 10 channels that fail.
Exactly.
In fact, there's another Yu-Gi-Oh channel dedicated to nothing but top 10s.
Really?
And when I started making mine, I was at 25,000 subs and he was at 30. And today, I'm at 55,000 subs and he's at like 31K. And he gets like a tenth the amount of views that my channel gets.
Damn.
And we both technically do the same thing, Yu-Gi-Oh top 10s. It's just there's more to it than just top 10s. But then I have to go into like the nitty gritty details of it. Yeah.
Analytics becomes your lifeblood as a YouTuber.
Yeah, it's like I can tell you exactly the differences. I don't think anyone cares about that.
Well, actually, how did you even learn this?
Lots of trial and error.
Lots of trial
and watching. Trial and error plus market research. Like I said, it's a lot of gold making principles can be applied to YouTube. Like looking at what other people do successful and see if I can copy that in my own way. And so my videos are like chimeras. I just take a whole bunch of good parts from different things and I put them together into what I have. It's like I can go through my video and like I got this idea from this YouTuber. Oh, see this thing right here? I got this idea from over here. You see this thing? I got this idea from a movie.
No, actually, I took the gold cap challenge idea from Breakvids. Actually, I was like, wow, did really well. He got like 30,000 subs in a year, so I'm gonna try and replicate it. So
yeah, I do like those gold cap challenges. Gives me lots of good advice on good ideas. I mean, on what does well.
Yeah. They are really helpful half of the time because it's daily. No, so
yeah. Like I follow a couple people on Twitter who do that, and they just post screenshots of like what they've made for the day.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, I didn't think people still bought medallions of the Legion. Maybe I should go farm those.
They do. They really, really do.
I know. I was like, wow. That's why like when I made my last video, the mount video, I put one of them on there. It's like, you can get these mounts easy because medallions of the Legion exists.
Exactly.
It's like, it's either...
It was the Saber one from the Saber Stalkers.
Saber Stalkers and the Boar and that one flying mount.
That one flying mount.
Well, I guess there's 2 of them. There's the one you get from the meta achievement, and then there's the one you buy with 150,000 Apex crystals.
Yes, yeah.
Back to the transmog farm.
Exact, dude. Transmog is easy to sell. Like you just need to have so
No, it's
much.
not.
It really is. You just need.
I mean, it's easy to sell anything if you have a large quantity of it.
So, my other question that I would like to get onto is, if you had your way, what would be the one thing you would add or remove from the game, and why?
This one requires some thinking.
It does. It does. But
because I'm sure I know a few things.
Okay.
Trying to think of just one of the best. Let's see, what would I want in the game? I think it's in Guild Wars 2. They have like the system of mounts where all the mounts do something completely unique.
Okay.
Like one of the mounts doesn't actually run, it only rolls. But since it rolls, it goes like 2 times as fast, but it's really hard to steer.
Oh, so kind of like when the Phoenix mount in Burning Crusade would fly at 310%, and everything else used to fly at 280%.
Yeah, stuff like that, except they're a lot more unique. Like there's a mount that doesn't have this movement speed increase, but it jumps really high.
That would
so it would be like, like Demon Hunters, how they have a double jump. It'd be cool if they had a mount that did something like that.
So if the frog mount actually jumped properly, but further.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like if I wanted something, it would be more unique mounts like that.
I would be very interested in farming up more of those mounts if that was in the game.
And player housing.
Really?
Because that would probably be, if it was implemented in a way where you could like farm furniture and stuff from old raids and stuff. Or, lots of the stuff could be crafted from crafters, which would have more stuff to sell in the auction house.
Okay, so kind of like a tailor could make drapes, just off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. Stuff like that.
Okay.
But maybe they were all limited use things, so you couldn't save something for later. Now that would work.
No, it would have to be unique. You could have it as a unique item.
I think it would be a fun little thing to have to the game that would give more things to farm.
Yes, something that opens up more interaction as well.
Yeah, and a more robust PvP pet battle queue system. That would be great.
More robust in what sense?
Currently, if you queue for a PvP pet battle, there's only one way to do it.
Okay.
So maybe if they had more ways to do it. Maybe they had like a separate tier for casual and ranked, or if they had, a ranked PvP pet battle, kind of like the arena system.
Oh.
It was like, I'm 1700 ranked in pet PvP.
What about like the Brawlers Guild, but for pet battles?
That would be great too, but that's kind of like the pet battle dungeons anyway. Like the pet battle dungeons were already a great addition. I didn't even know I wanted.
I actually haven't done any of the dungeons.
That's fair. Most people haven't.
I literally only have a level 25 Jade Mist Dancer and Mechanical Dragonling.
And you're missing out on such a large portion of the game.
I'm okay with my transmog. I'll sit over here.
That's fair.
But,
let's see. What would I want them to remove, though? That's harder. Because I like LFR and the Dungeon Finder.
I've got mine. Garrisons.
I like my garrison, though.
Oh, really?
That's how I make some of my gold, is from crafting bags from mats that you get exclusively from the garrison.
Oh, you still do the daily stuff?
Uh-huh.
Huh.
On one of my characters, anyway.
I didn't think anyone still did those.
Hey, those bags sell for like 1,000 gold each.
They do.
It's free real estate. You can get all the mats for them from the garrison without having to spend any money.
Well, you got
Green
your
gold.
stables. You've got your yeah.
Stables. Oh, it's just a scrumptious fur, and you can buy those from the trading post with garrison resources.
Yeah, because all the treasure finders turned into extreme scavengers or something along those lines.
No, I don't even do that. Literally, just like the tailoring thing and the trading post. That's all you need.
That's actually pretty good because it would probably take you like what 2 minutes to do that.
Yeah, it takes like no time at all every day, and it's just like I can make probably 2 bags a week doing that, which is just an extra 2,000 gold.
2,000
for free.
Gold you didn't have. That's pretty
Exactly. For free, because my time is worthless, obviously. I actually made a video on like how farming isn't free, and I got so many comments.
Really?
Who were just so mad about it.
Actually, was that posted about a year ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember watching that and I was like, actually, he has a point.
Yeah, because it was like I talked about basically opportunity costs without saying it.
Yeah.
And explained why your time is valuable. And I just got so many comments like, "Nuh-uh, my time is worthless, and here's why." It's like, no, you don't understand. Even if you think your time is worthless, doesn't mean time is worthless. Because that's time that could be spent doing something else.
Exactly. Something more productive.
And they're like, nuh-uh, I like to do it. My time is worthless. Therefore, you're wrong. It's like, I don't know. I don't know how to explain this better because I thought I dumbed it down as much as possible.
I think they're probably just trying to wind you up with that one. That's probably...
No, there was many comments like that.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain that any simpler, to be fair.
I was like, I don't know how to simplify this any further than I already have. I guess I've just failed with this video. Then again, there's lots of people who are like, oh, I never thought of it that way. That's cool.
So technically it was a win, to be fair.
Yeah, so like enough people got it. It's just there was also a lot of people who didn't.
Yeah.
So it was like, I don't get how everyone didn't get it though. It's like, how could I explain this better? I'm pretty sure there's probably a way. Like if I was going to make it again, I could probably go over the comments and then explain. You know, it's like, here's a common comment I got. And here's not me calling them wrong. Here's me just explaining their gripes with this.
Yeah. No, I can see that.
Did you used to think farming was free? Because I heard you say that. Whatchamacallit? Did you watch it? It's like, oh, that makes sense.
Nah, it's farming is... It's not free because you're investing time. But,
right.
But your time per hour is only limited. So
yep.
I focus on... If you've got 0 gold, get a gathering profession. Invest that time to get a decent sum of gold, like say 100k. And then jump into professions, crafting gear, or crafting flasks. And then your time per hour has now dropped to 10 minutes for the craft, which gives you the better returns. Then you've got 50 minutes in order to do a raid or do whatever you want.
Right, that sounds like a very reasonable argument, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I said exactly that in the video too. It's like I anticipated all their talking points.
It's like, how do you understand?
I was like, how do you not understand? I gave so many examples and I predicted all of these things. And you just... I don't know. I can think of a couple of reasons. It's not like I don't know.
I find
like one of the big ones is they like to farm and I called their style wrong. So they got upset.
Yeah, they're kind of hyper protective over their farms.
Yeah, they love their farming and someone's saying it's not efficient. It's like, well, you're wrong. Also, some people probably just didn't watch the whole video and stopped at a part.
And then they wrote their comment.
I didn't explain myself well enough for their particular experiences. Because it's like, Just because you think you explained it well doesn't mean everyone gets the message across the same way. Like maybe they were distracted at that part of the video,
Well,
or maybe they didn't really understand some of the examples I was giving.
yeah, when I come up with like a guide on, so I did one on transmog, getting started with transmog, and I explained the variety thing. I like sat down at the table for like 2 hours trying to work out the most simplest way to put that down,
Yeah,
and like, and I even still got comments saying I don't understand. I'm just like, oh my god.
yeah. You see, at that point, it's real easy to just blame, the people. It's like, how could you be that stupid? I explained it so well.
Yeah,
But also, if you don't get your point across, that's kind of a fail on the content creator's part.
exactly. So it's kind of like a double loss.
Yeah.
So
Because I remember I was watching a whole bunch of videos recently about like these review channels. Not a whole bunch. There was two of them. They were basically talking about how subjectivity is implied with their reviews. And it's like when I do a review and I say something, it should be implied that I'm giving my subjective opinion and that what I'm saying isn't actually fact. It's like, no, it's
Yeah.
more of a, if people are mad at you because of your opinion, don't get mad at them because they didn't assume it was subjective. You're the one who failed at getting your point across.
No, that's a reasonable argument actually. That's a reasonable argument.
They're like, yeah, I didn't fail at, getting my point across. You guys just didn't assume that my opinion was implied.
That
Which is also a reasonable argument to make, but at the same time, that's not a be all end all.
no. It's more or less. I kind of look at it like this: if they don't understand it, it's another opportunity to try again and do it better than before.
Yeah, and explain yourself better.
Exactly, and
But,
that's how your content gets better and better every time.
but even then, not everyone's going to understand.
Yeah,
Or sometimes they'll understand and just don't agree with you. That's fine too.
yeah, I'm okay with that as long as they understand. Well, the majority understand. I'm okay with it. I class it as a win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like even with my farming video, a lot of people definitely understood it, but there wasn't an insignificant amount of people who totally just hated the video. And I think a lot of them. I also got a bunch of comments like, "You only made this video because you're mad someone undercutted you on the auction house or something." I
Yeah.
was like, "Oh my god." You see, this is only a comment someone who doesn't play the auction house with me.
Yeah.
Because like the people who don't do gold stuff, they'll be like, I can't believe someone undercutted me by 1 copper. That asshole.
It's just like this is a regular thing.
I was like, that's how you do it. How are you undercutting people?
I do it by like 10 gold. Oh my god.
I was like, oh, I'm sorry you want to make less gold.
Yeah, I don't understand. I don't understand it when
It's probably just a statement made from ignorance because it sounds like that's a dick thing to do because it's happening to them and they just don't have any experience with it, so of course it seems bad.
yes.
But if you do it yourself all the time, you think, oh, that's just standard practice, business as usual.
Yeah, I think I just get numb to it after a while. That type of stuff.
Yeah, it's like, who cares?
Yeah. As long as I'm happy, it's going okay, so to speak.
Yeah.
But no, what was it?
Oh, did I ever say what I wanted removed from the game?
No, you didn't actually.
I know some things they've removed that I want back. I don't think that really counts, though.
I'm going to allow it, but we'll get back to the removed if you want.
I can't think of anything. Maybe, like, I guess Titan Forging.
You would get rid of Titan forging.
Like, I don't really care as much as a lot of people do. Where
Yeah,
they literally say they quit the game because of it.
I don't understand the gripe with it, to be fair, because I'm just like, okay.
But at the same time, I don't really like it either. But I don't dislike it as much as they do.
So kind of a bit of like balance with it then.
I mean, saying I'm balanced with it kind of discredits the other people who are mad about it.
Okay, okay. So not overly thrilled.
I guess.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
Yeah, because the old way they used to do it made it so you could target gear and raids and stuff.
Hmm.
And I don't know, it's not really a big deal.
Personally, I'd like it in like as they did it with Wrath, just have it from vendors and just get the tokens from the
Yeah,
vendors.
that'd be great. Like, I don't want the loot system from Wrath wholesale,
Yeah.
but I did like some of the things they had because I like definitely unpopular opinion. I like the personal loot thing and the removal of master loot, and it's because of loot and Wrath. Like, I really wanted Deathbringer's Will. It was a trinket in Wrath of the Lich King that only dropped from Deathbringer Sourfang in 25-man ICC.
Okay.
And it didn't drop in 10-man, and I was a 10-man raider. So I had to join like groups in order to raid 25-man for a chance at that trinket. And the trinket was so good it could boost your DPS by like 25% on its own. It was ridiculous.
That is ridiculous.
And it was so good that every time you joined a group for it, they'd be like, Deathbringer's Will is on reserve.
Really?
Yeah. So the only way to get it would be have to been in a raid group that did 25-man regularly, and you'd have to be on high of the priority lists because everyone wanted to give it to.
Or you could just ninja loot back then.
If you were the leader, sure.
Yeah.
Good luck putting together a 25-man group for ICC that can down Sourfang, though.
I remember doing it for Ulduar 25-man, and that was for the Flame Leviathan, and then we all broke up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need like people in order to get that together. You can't just completely pug it. Especially in Wrath before they had the system we have today, which makes it much easier to get a raid group together.
Oh, definitely, definitely. I must admit, Raid Finder is very, very helpful.
Yeah, the raid finder tool. It's so useful.
It is.
Yeah, but because
No
of the
interaction.
systems in the day, I was never going to see a Deathbringer's Will. But with today's raid system,
You're most likely going
If-
to see it.
I probably would have had one already.
Yeah, and then that takes kind of the fun out of the game.
Yeah, the fun of the game of actually being able to get a trinket that I want, I guess.
I used to love doing the grinds, the actual grind for reputation, like proper hardcore.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like the one,
Yeah, like the Ashen Verdict ring they had, that was great too.
the Furbolgs in Felwood.
Ugh, that's crazy.
Yeah, I remember doing that. Never again though. That one was too long.
Why? That's such a terrible grind. From what I've heard, of course, I haven't actually done it myself.
It will take you forever, dude. You'd be numb. Yeah, that's painful to say the least.
Yeah, no, I made a video on like the worst grinds in the game.
Yeah,
Don't remember if I added that one to it though.
I don't know, but
I remember researching that one though for sure.
it's I got my enchanting my enchant, but
Oh right, I did it. That one had like the 15 agility weapon enchant, right?
yes it did.
Yeah, I definitely did it too then.
Okay.
That was such a good BOA enchant back in the Cataclysm.
It was, and when people would trade you the mats to enchant them for them, because they would want the enchant, you could make so much bank back then with that.
Yeah,
That's the only reason I did the grind.
it was worth it.
Yeah, because
I remember the first dungeon I ever grinded to was for the fiery weapon enchant.
Oh, the fiery weapon enchant! I remember running Scarlet Monastery just so I could get radiant shards.
God, that
So I could.
enchant sold so well.
It's
It was like the best-selling BOA enchant.
Yeah, people just buy it just for the aesthetic, not even the like the damage or anything.
And it was also a good BOA weapon enchant. So it was like a win-win. Like a 40 damage proc at level 1 was huge.
Exactly, and you could.
That was more damage than your attacks.
I know. You literally could just like wreck people with that enchant.
Yeah, I don't know how it works today though.
Yeah, I don't think it would work now.
Remember in Legion, like as early as Legion, you could do the Mark of the Satyr enchant on your BOA neck. And it basically did its Legion damage at low levels, so just one-shotted anything. That was fun.
It does sound fun. I didn't actually dabble with that, to be fair.
Fair enough. It was a secret. One we didn't want to tell Blizzard.
No, no one tells me.
Don't tell Blizzard about how this max level enchant that's meant for raiding works on low level gear.
Nah, they should allow that, you know? That's...
I'm it might still work. Like I just haven't leveled an alt since then.
I have not leveled an alt for nearly a year and a half now.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm like pretty bad to get my ass moving on that stuff.
I'm waiting for the whatchamacallit to come out. The Zandalar. So I can make a new alt.
Oh, Zandalari. Yeah. I really don't want to have a Kilturan human alt. To be fair.
Oh, that sucks. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Like the Colterans, they just get fat humans. It's like humans are already the worst. Why do you want a fat one?
Yeah, I'd rather just have a Zandalari or Dark Iron Dwarf. Well, we covered your other channels. Is there anything else that I would find interesting about any of those?
Not unless you like Yu-Gi-Oh as well.
I do like Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, then you'll love my Yu-Gi-Oh top 10s.
I have binge watched them for like the last 6 months.
Good.
Yeah.
I make all my videos with the intention that they'll be binge watched someday.
They are brilliant for binge watching, especially the Chain Quest ones for your channel.
Oh man, the hour-long ones.
Dude, man, I can literally sit there, do a farm, and have that running in the background, and I'm just like.
Guess I need to make more hour-long videos then.
They are pretty good. But I think on how much effort it takes to make those is just ridiculous.
Oh man, I made that so long ago I forgot. I'm sure that video took forever to make. Because videos... I don't know, it really depends on the video itself. Like the average 10-minute long video, it's like, what, an hour of work per minute? Give or take?
Yeah, it's... Like, I could do a quick video, but it would not be as good as if I invested more time into them. Yeah, I can understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, because like whenever I make videos, I'll get like the rough outline of all of it done, and I have all of the rough footage put into place. And then once I have all of that done, it's like, okay, now time to add the fancy stuff, which will take another couple hours.
Yeah, exactly. And then you're just sat there, just like listening to the same track over and over again because you're just trying to pinpoint or something along those lines.
Yeah, like at the post-editing phase, I don't have to really match them anymore because I put markers in the thing. It's like, at this point, add this. So I just have to drag and drop at that point. Yeah. Because it just turns into a whole bunch of After Effects rendering. So I can just watch YouTube videos while I do that.
I literally only do that for the audio. I do markers as well, and then after I've listened to the audio, cut where it needs to be cut. And then I'll just stick something on and then add in all the extra footage and that. So,
Yeah, that's right. I put the markers into whenever I'm doing like the top 10. It's like this is for number 10 will be this is for number 9.
Actually, what do you use to actually edit with?
Sony Vegas and After Effects.
Oh, oh, okay. Uh, I use Lightworks to edit my videos.
Can you put text on top of your video
Yes, I
and like
can.
images?
Yep.
Then you could probably put in After Effects stuff too.
Like what type of After Effects?
Like, if you watch my last video,
Yeah.
you'll notice, like, whenever it says, like number 9, it'll say like the mount or whatever. It'll have like a little effect in the bottom left-hand corner that's done in After Effects and then put into it later.
Huh. I'm going to just...
Like all those fancy animations are done in After Effects and then they're put onto the video.
Yeah.
They're not actually done in the video editor itself.
Huh. Oh, I see what you mean. I'm looking for it now.
Yeah, and since that one was edited by Grimm, he does a whole bunch of things like that.
Dude.
That's why it takes him forever to make the video.
Yeah, he's very talented.
Yeah, he is.
Damn, man. Well, I can at least say that I actually don't have words for his capability in editing. It's just amazing.
Yep. Once he actually starts working exclusively for his own channel, he could definitely be big. Maybe.
Really?
So, like, I mean, being good at editing isn't really that important for having a successful YouTube channel, as sad as that is to say.
That is very, very true. Like, I know, like, we could take it, some YouTubers, and they just literally flick on the camera and they just talk, and that's it.
Yeah. Like, whatchamacallit, one of the biggest WoW YouTubers, Noble, his editing is as basic as it can possibly get.
Oh, yeah.
And look how well he does.
But he's at like 500,000.
Exactly.
That's just like, that's mind-blowing for me.
Yeah. And then there's tons of people who have incredibly, like, detailed works that they spend a whole lot of time on, and they have like less than 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
And then they get discouraged because no one watches their videos, and then they quit. I see it happen all the time.
It's frustrating, but you just got to push through, really.
Yeah, but like being able to push through that requires a certain kind of mindset.
Yeah.
That's why I like all the successful YouTubers have something kind of weird about them. Like most of them are not normal people in a way.
No.
Because they were able to push through and no one watching their videos for so long until they finally made it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, hopefully one day my hyperactivity will just be kicking in on that one.
Yeah. It's like it takes a special kind of person. Because like I did YouTube for a year and a half before. I barely made enough from it to pay my rent.
Really?
And that is a long time to make videos constantly. Yeah, while doing other things. Because I was making a video for my WoW channel once a week, and daily uploads on my Yu-Gi-Oh channel.
I didn't even hear of your Yu-Gi-Oh channel then.
Yeah, because I started my Yu-Gi-Oh channel at the same time as my WoW channel. They were actually both on the same channel at first. Like if you go back to my uploads,
I am.
There's a whole bunch of Yu-Gi-Oh videos in addition to the WoW one. And then eventually I decided to split them off because I noticed people who were commenting on the Yu-Gi-Oh videos were definitely not commenting on the WoW ones and vice versa. I was like, this is just two completely different audiences. It makes sense if I just split. And since the WoW videos got more views, I decided to split the Yu-Gi-Oh videos onto their own channel instead.
Do you know what the one video that I've immediately just seen and just laughed?
What?
Okay, it's 5 years ago. It's your fourth upload. It's how not to priest disc raiding.
That was that was the first video I made when I started doing it in 2013.
That is,
Because I had a bunch of random uploads before then,
yeah.
but I wasn't taking YouTube seriously at that point. That was the first one I made where I was like, I'm gonna make videos consistently now.
Actually, I remember in Wrath I started one. I don't know if it's still up, but I used to be called Blazo, and I called myself. It's still up. 9 years ago, Blazo Goldie, and it was literally just 2 videos on this one farming spot with my holy paladin. And
why didn't you make more?
Because my computer bust, and then I stopped playing for like a couple of years, and then I came back.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, I think the first video on the channel is literally one I made for the browser-based MMO.
Fallen Sword.
Yep, Fallen Sword. It's like one of those tutorials with like Notepad in it because I didn't have a mic.
Really?
I think it's from like 2008 or something.
Oh man.
I always think like, imagine if I had started making videos consistently back then.
What?
It's like I totally could have been a successful YouTuber if I had started early. It's like, oh wait, it doesn't really matter when you start. You can still succeed if you know what you're doing.
Exactly. As long as you can have the mindset to just have the... Yeah, we understand it.
Yeah, that's like a comment that sometimes we'd ask, like, when is the best time to start YouTube?
Now.
You know, because it's impossible to do it. It's like, well, the best time to start would probably have been 10 years ago. Yeah. The second best time to start is now.
Exactly. That's probably a bit... scratch that. That is the best advice.
Yeah, that's always like the first advice I give people who are starting out. It's like, how do I become a YouTuber? It's like, just make videos.
So I hope you guys liked the podcast. If you want to see more of this in the future, I will do so. Obviously, it does take a while for me to do these as they take quite a long time to edit, so I can't do them as frequently as my usual videos, but I do plan on doing more and more episodes in the future if you find these to be helpful. Have a lovely rest of the day, and I shall see you in the next video tomorrow. Bye bye.